This one turned out longer than expected, so without further ado, components. So this is the basis of the bike that we'll be building. It's a Falcon Black Diamond. I'll have to figure out what year it is, but it is absolutely fantastic. It has a beautiful colour. It's not going to come through on the video, but it's got an old gold patina to it here. Oh, that is fantastic. Steel. I'm not sure what Reynolds type it is. I'm going to assume it's either 501 or 475, but I'll look into that. Chrome detail on the forks. And before anybody says this bit, which is the mount for a reflector, isn't aero, I'll tell you what isn't aero, not having a bike. So at least we've got that, and that looks just amazing. Like you can see, you'll need to put the adapter on the back of here for the cassette, and that bottom bracket. That's a good bottom bracket. Once we take that apart, we'll have a look, see what's there. But the crankset that I've got is going to need a Holotech bottom bracket, so we'll have to get one of those installed. I've measured the seat tube. I'll need a 26mm diameter seat tube for that, and I'll have to get a seat post clamp bolt there for that. Oh, I can't wait. This is going to be fantastic. Got some of these little things, cable clamps for the top tube because there are no guides. So these steel little things, just clamp around the top tube and guide the cable, stop it flapping around. I don't really want to use cable ties on it because they look just a bit naff. Brakes. So I picked up a set of Ultegra brakes on eBay for 45 quid, and I thought they were quite smart. They were for another build, but they weren't. The drop wasn't long enough, and I've got a feeling that they're not going to be long enough for this build either. But you can buy extenders, but we'll see. We'll try that. If that doesn't work, I have these brakes as well, Tektro, which I got on Amazon for. I cannot believe that I paid 67 quid for these. I don't particularly want to use them, but they are nutted, so I won't have to drill out the brake mounts. If I use these, this puts the build up quite a lot in cost, but brakes are one area you don't want to skimp when you're building a bike, because obviously it's safety. Yeah, I think you can get cheaper, but as long as they're dual pivot brakes, or not dual caliber, if they're dual pivot brakes, then they should be strong enough to stop you. They do have a nice shine though, so we'll see. For the saddle, I'm using one I already have. I picked this up for £10 in a try shop. It matched a board, well, it matches the saddle that came with the Boardman that I use for races. I wanted it on a training bike, I've used it for a while, I found it quite comfortable. It doesn't have a central cutout. There's one I'm watching on eBay that is a copy of the Specialized Power Saddle, which I've got on the Boardman at the moment. That's 25 quid, but I'm trying to keep the build as low as possible, so I'll probably go with this initially, but it is an area to upgrade. While we're on the subject of cable guides, I also got these for £5 on Amazon. These are for the rear chain steers. So, just, I don't know if you can see that. That's just a clip on, just to guide the cable. Because I'm going to be running full cables from the shifters right the way through to the rear derailleur and the front derailleur, I think they're going to come in handy. Again, I don't particularly want to use cable ties. So I managed to pick up this handlebar set with Mavic brakes and a quill stem for £7 on eBay. I'm going to be keeping the Mavic brakes, but the levers are going to be used in a different build project. What I did purchase for, I think it was £12–13, was a pair of Tektro brake calipers. They're not shifters, they're just purely brake calipers. This is for really a dream build that I've been thinking about for a while, so I'm going to use it on this bike. Unfortunately, the stem that came with it looks like it's been cut in order for the stem to be slammed. So at its maximum point, when you screw that in, it still doesn't connect in order to push out and wedge that into the down tube. So this unfortunately is going to have to be binned. This piece is a rear derailleur mount adapter. Some vintage bikes came with derailleur mounts attached or brazed on to the bottom steers. Some of them didn't, and these adapters were attached to the rear derailleurs. So this little adapter will attach the same way into the frame, so you can use a modern rear derailleur if you want to screw that in. Now these little things are DRM clamps, and I got these from Wiggle, and they're fairly cheap. Some vintage bikes don't have bottle mount holes drilled into them, so in order to have a bottle mounted on, you can buy these little clamps which clamp onto the frame, and you can mount your bottle this way. These are a fantastic little adaptation. Just make sure that you don't buy any bottle mount screws that are too long, because they will cut into the frame if they go too far in. So these are part of what has inspired the build. They are a pair of Suntour down tube shifters. They're not indexed, they're purely friction, and they just look stunning. I can't wait to get these on the bike. Again, I'll show you the installation of them. I think probably because of the way this is set up, I'll probably be running full cables through to the derailleurs. I got this quill stem off eBay for £10, and it just looks fantastic. It's got 100mm reach, and that should be ideal for the bike that I'm building. So I'm quite pleased with this one. This is a Falcon rear derailleur that I picked up off eBay for about £4. It was actually a 2-for-1 deal, so it was a tenner for the two of them. It has a Falcon sticker on there. Considering it's a Falcon frame I'm building up, that's great. It's really simplistic, and I'll be looking into the operation of that shortly, but that looks great. I'm pleased with that. Now this I am really pleased with, because it is a Falcon front derailleur, and I don't know if the camera can just pick that up, but it's got Falcon engraved on the front of there, and that looks incredible. This cost me £8 on eBay, so to match that with the Falcon rear derailleur, that is just quality. So pleased with that. So cassette time, I've gone for a 6-speed rear cassette with 34 tooth mega range cog on the back. It's screw-on freewheel. Apparently these things are coming back, because mountain bikes have now been introduced with the screw-on hubs, so they tend to be 3x7. I've gone for 6-speed because the Rally Record Sprint that I've got is a 6-speed, and I quite like the simplicity of it. I would probably push to a 7, but I've got a thing on gears, so now I have a rant coming up on the channel about gear selection and gears, an ill-informed rant, so hopefully look forward to that, but that's the cassette I'm going with. Now this is incredible. I didn't expect to win the auction for it, and the photo, it's probably not coming through on the camera, but these look blue on the photo. It's almost a polished chrome effect, so this will look fantastic on the frame. It's also compact chain rings. I believe it cost me, what was it? What did I win that for? I'll have to look into that. I'm sure it's probably about £30 all in. Holotech, I'm in Holotech bottom bracket for that. But compact chain rings, so that'll go with 34 tooth on there, so that'll give me a 1-to-1 climbing ratio. They just look amazing, so I can't wait to get those on the bike as well. So one piece of kit that can be overlooked when factoring in what you need to spend when building your own bike is rim tape for the rims. This protects the inner tube from being punctured by the spokes. I've gone for Lifeline rim tape from Wiggle, because it's only a few quid for a pair of those, and they're spot on. I've used them in previous wheels and they're excellent. So this is the rear wheel from the set that I bought from the local bike shop. There's some KX wheels with a screw-on hub for the freewheel, hand built by Bob Elliott. The reason I've gone for this, apart from the fact that I've already got these on the Rally and they're a good pair of wheels, they're solid, plenty of spokes, is the hub. The hub area is narrower than your standard 130 millimeters in modern hubs. So that's just to fit in, so I don't have to cold set the rear of the frame. So this should just slot in perfectly and work first time. I don't have to expand the back of the bike. There are plenty of videos online to show you how to do that. I might do one eventually, but I've already done that with 2 bikes, but I don't want to do that with this one. I just want to use the narrow hub and get that 6-speed freewheel on there. But these wheels are exceptional. As the crankset didn't come with the bottom bracket, then that gave me the perfect excuse to buy one of these with the oil slick bottom brackets, which I've had my eye on for a while, and I've just been looking for an excuse to buy one, so that was perfect. So I managed to pick up these Shimano clipless pedals on eBay for less than 20 quid. Slight bidding war, hope I could have gotten them cheaper, but they are what they are. I love these pedals. These were the basic entry level pedals, which I think they've redesigned. You can't buy these anymore. But these are fantastic. I don't think you ever have to change the bearings. They're just really well done. If you can get yourself a pair of these pedals, these are just great. I don't know why people sell these. Yes, they get a bit tatty. I don't know why they finish the paint off like that. But these are functional and excellent if you're into clipless pedals. I absolutely love them. So I've got myself a bit of a bargain there. So the bar tape I'm going to be using is this foam bar tape that I got on Amazon for about 3 quid. Now it does rip easily and it's a bit naff, but it is beautifully comfortable. And because I tend to wrap all of my handlebars with busted inner tubes first, this over the top of them, it just feels fantastic. I've already got a set of this on the Falcon that I already own, the black 1x, and it does feel amazing when you're traveling along. So cheap, but very good. Whether or not I would use it without double wrap, I don't know, but the double wrap really sets this off. And to top it off, I'm going to finish it off with a Clark's chain. Now I don't think Shimano do chains that go down to 5 or 6 speed. So Clark's was a nice cheap alternative. They're reliable and they're good to have on the bike. So that's what I'm finishing that drivetrain off with. Do tell me what you think in the comments. How would you have done it differently? And if you are starting a bike project, let me know and let me know what components you're using, because that would be fascinating. And by all means, discuss it in the comments. See you next time.